Hello everybody, welcome to the first video of the APBA replay project. I'm here with my friend Rob, and we're going to try and take you into our world of playing historical replays through APBA and our tournaments. We are in the middle of a tournament, Tournament 14. I suggest you read the description and summary on on the YouTube page that describes how the tournaments work, which will get you up to speed on where we're at. We are in the middle of a tournament at Tournament 14, and we have a game today between the 1973 Atlanta Braves and the 1958 Chicago Cubs. Very excited. The Braves are 2-1 and competing for the league lead in their division, and the Cubs are 1-2 and trying to stay alive for postseason play, which will require them to win most of their games from here on out. Thoughts, Rob?
Yeah, so this is pod 3, the NL pod number 1. The way the tournaments are structured, it's 8 American League teams and 8 National League teams divided into 2 pods of 4. They play home and away in a round-robin fashion, so 6 games total during group play. The Reds, the 1916 Reds, won in extra innings over the 1923 Pirates to lead this pod at 3 wins and 1 loss. The Braves are 2-1, looking to keep pace with the Reds. And like you said, if the Cubs lose today, then they're essentially on their last leg. Their magic number for elimination will be 1.
All right, very good. Well, let's take a look at the lineups for today's action. For the Braves, we have center fielder Dusty Baker leading off. We have third baseman Darrell Evans batting second.
Evans having a great tournament so far. I think 333 with 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, 3 runs scored. He's among the leaders in RBI with an OPS of 1274 so far in the tournament.
Batting third is first baseman Mike Lum, who has spent most of his time in left field, as Hank Aaron has not played in any of the first 3 games, but we're happy to see him back in the lineup batting fourth today out in left field. Ralph Garr is batting fifth and playing right field. Chuck Goggin, who has had quite a bit of action, playing second base today and batting sixth. Marty Perez playing shortstop, batting seventh. Johnny Oates catching and batting eighth, and on the mound and pitching is Carl Morton.
Morton, the number 1 starter that year for the Braves, sees his first action of this tournament.
Yeah, in 1973, pitched 256 innings and won 15 games for those Braves. At the home at Wrigley Field, here we have the Chicago Cubs from 1958. Leading off is center fielder Bobby Thompson. Batting second is right fielder Lee Walls. Batting third is left fielder Walt Marin. Batting fourth, the great Ernie Banks playing shortstop.
Banks having a great tournament, just as you would expect. 357 batting average with a 643 slugging. He is right now the best hitter so far in the tournament for the Cubs.
All right, batting fifth is catcher Cal Neiman, the backup, getting a spot start. First baseman Jim Marshall. Third baseman Alvin Dark batting seventh. Tony Taylor batting eighth and playing second base. And Taylor Phillips is on the mound and pitching for the Cubs.
Yep, Phillips also the number 1 starter that year for the Cubs. He has pitched in this tournament 1 inning in relief. Not a very good inning. He gave up 3 hits and 2 runs, 2 doubles in the Cubs' loss earlier in the tournament. I'll take a look and see which game that was while you carry on.
Yeah, and so we are pretty much just about ready to go. Once we hear about that last game that Taylor Phillips pitched in, we'll be ready to go as Dusty Baker is approaching the batting area.
Yeah, so it was the first game of the tournament for the Cubs. It was a 10-inning affair, which the Cubs ended up winning against these Braves. That one in Atlanta. Phillips came in the 6th inning in a 1-1 ball game. Gave up a run. Gave up 2 runs, actually. And only threw 3 runs in the top of the 8th. And then 7 runs in the top of the 10th. The Cubs victorious 11-4 in the first meeting between these two teams in Atlanta.
Yeah, which was the Cubs' only win so far, so they're hoping to repeat and capture that magic again that they had at the launching pad down there in Atlanta. All right, here we go. Ready to lead off with Dusty Baker batting first. We have a quick ground ball to second base. An easy play for Tony Taylor, second to first. Darrell Evans comes up with a simple fly ball out to left field and Walt Marin. And Mike Lum batting third and playing first base with a quick ground ball back to the pitcher, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Braves. All right, leading off for the Cubs is Bobby Thompson. Bobby Thompson starts off with a quick strikeout against Carl Morton. Bringing up right fielder Lee Walls. Lee Walls goes deep. Goes deep with his first pitch of the at-bat. Takes it deep over the right field wall, and that's a home run for Lee Walls.
Second home run of the tournament for Walls. Actually, his first home run. Sorry, that stat automatically included. Having a very good tournament. He now becomes the leader for the Cubs in batting runs created in the tournament.
That's great. So the Cubs jump out to a 1-0 lead with one down here in the first. And left fielder Walt Marin takes his place at bat. And the Braves, are they a fielding too?
Yes, they are.
All right. Ground ball third to first. So Marin goes down, and that brings up Ernie Banks.
Ernie Banks.
Yep. Fly ball left field, and the Cubs go down, but not after they did some damage and got a run on the board by the way of a solo home run by Lee Walls. All right, leading off, and for his first at-bat of the tournament is Hank Aaron.
Crazy. It's the first time we've seen Hammer and Hank.
Yep. And he just has a simple pop-up to the third baseman who puts it away rather quickly. So Alvin Dark makes the catch at third base. Is Alvin Dark? Yeah, Alvin Dark's at third base. Puts it away.
It's a fair foul.
It was a fair ball. Okay, followed up by Ralph Garr, who slaps a single into left field.
Okay, first hit, first base runner for the Braves.
First base runner of the game, but except for the home run, which got him around the bases pretty quickly. Second baseman Chuck Goggin comes up with a runner on first and one down. And he pops it up foul, and the catcher, Cal Neiman's going to catch it, settle under it, put it away. 2 down for Marty Perez. And Marty Perez with a ground ball over to Ernie Banks at short, and will make the play at first base. Short to first, retires the side, leaving one runner.
Okay. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 man left. 1-0 Braves, bottom of the second. On the home run by Walls.
Leading off will be Cal Neiman, the catcher, who will lead off with a strikeout.
Second strikeout of the game for Morton.
First baseman Jim Marshall comes on up. Oh, and the same as the last inning, strikeout followed by a home run as Marshall takes Morton deep over right field.
Crazy.
And that brings up Alvin Dark. Oh, with an easy fly ball to right field that Ralph Garr can get to. And Tony Taylor. Ground ball to the first baseman who flips it over to Morton to make the play. First base to pitcher. And they go down again, almost the exact same kind of inning, with a strikeout followed by a home run and then 2 other outs to end the inning. So now it's after 2. The Cubs are leading 2-0.
Yeah, almost like you said, completely analogous. 2 different innings there. That was Marshall's first plate appearance of the tournament, and he goes deep, double the lead.
I did not realize that was Marshall's first at bat. All right, Johnny Oates comes up, leading off, top of the third, and flies it out to center field. Carl Morton, who's a good hitting pitcher. Ground ball, third base. Easy play for Alvin Dark, third to first. Back to the top of the order for Dusty Baker.
Yep. Grounded out to second to lead off the game.
And he goes down swinging.
First strikeout for Phillips, for Taylor Phillips.
And speaking of Phillips, he's going to lead off here in the bottom of the third.
Pitching really well so far. 3 innings, 1 hit, 1 strikeout for Phillips.
And he fouls it out to the catcher. Johnny Oates puts it away. Brings up Bobby Thompson, top of the order, who struck out his first time and strikes out again.
Wow. Third strikeout for Morton.
Lee Walls trying to recapture the magic of his first at-bat. But no, Carl Morton's going to pitch around him and put him on first with a walk.
First walk of the game, issued by either pitcher.
And Walt Marin comes up with 2 outs, runner on first. And a simple fly to left field that Hank Aaron will handle easily.
Okay, we're through 3. It's 2-0 Cubs. 2 solo home runs. One by Lee Walls in the first, and the other by Jim Marshall in the second.
All right, so top of the fourth, Darrell Evans leading off. Third baseman batting in the second slot in the order today. He's going to fly out to center field. And Mike Lum ropes one into right center, rolls up to the wall. He's going to easily make it into second with a double.
Okay, first extra base hit of the game for the Braves.
How's Lum been doing this series? Because I know he's been playing every day in place of Aaron out in left field.
Yeah, so including what he's done today, he's hitting .333 with a .533 slugging. 3 doubles, including that one. 3 runs scored and 3 RBI.
3's the number for Lum.
A lot of 3s, yeah, for Lum.
All right, that brings up Hank Aaron. Hopefully knock some cobwebs out with his first at-bat. Let's see what he does here.
First runner in scoring position today for Atlanta.
All right, and fly out to right field. And easy play for Lee Walls. But Lum is going to hold. 1 down, runner on second. No, 2 down, I'm sorry. 2 down, runner on second for Ralph Garr.
Singled his first time up.
And a simple fly ball to left field to end the inning and the threat. So we're going to the bottom of the fourth.
Correct.
With the Cubs still winning 2-0.
Yep.
Ernie Banks leading off here. Oh, just got under it and popped it up back to the catcher in foul territory. He's out with a foul out. Cal Neiman, little ground ball, second base, second to first.
Okay.
And Jim Marshall.
Homered his first plate appearance.
And he grounds out to Darrell Evans over at third, who easily makes the play over to Lum at first. Third to first, retires the side, 1-2-3.
First 1-2-3 inning of the day for Morton. We're through 4. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left for Atlanta. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left for the Cubbies.
Both pitchers still look fresh to me.
Yep.
All right, Chuck Goggin with the leadoff goes down swinging. Strike 3 against Chuck Goggin.
Second strikeout of the game for Taylor Phillips.
And Marty Perez gets a piece of the ball and gets under it. To center field, Bobby Thompson makes the play. Fly out center field.
Johnny Oates.
And Johnny Oates with almost a mirror play. Another fly out to center field. 1-2-3.
Both guys just getting under it. Taylor Phillips, 5 innings, 2 hits, no walks, no runs, 2 strikeouts. Really getting the job done in a must-win for Chicago today.
Yep. Well, let's see if they could hold on for the remainder of the remainder of the game. See if Taylor can go the distance. In 1958, he completed only 4 of No, I'm sorry. He completed 5 of his 27 starts.
Okay.
So, all right, Alvin Dark leading off here in the bottom of the 5th. A fly out to right field. And Tony Taylor comes up. Oh, strike 3. Morton seems to be piling up the strikeouts, even though he's not that much of a strikeout pitcher.
Yeah, 4 strikeouts today against this free-swinging Chicago team.
And Taylor Phillips comes up and goes down swinging.
Okay.
5 strikeouts in 5 innings for Morton.
Okay, we're through 5. Still 2-0 on 2 solo home runs. Braves need to get something going here if they're going to keep pace with the Reds.
All right, leading off in the top of the 6th, it is pitcher Carl Morton. Almost certainly his last at-bat of the game. And he goes down swinging.
3rd strikeout for Phillips.
And Dusty Baker comes up.
So 0 for 2.
Bangs out a single to center field.
Okay.
First of
Chance
the...
here maybe
What's
for
that?
the Braves. Chance here maybe for the Braves to get something going.
And Darrell Evans comes up as one of the 3 Braves who did hit 40 home runs in 1973, along with Davey Johnson and Hank Aaron. And he also has a single to center. And Baker pulls up at second, first and second with 1 out. And there's something of a rally going on here.
Okay. Lum and Aaron coming up, so good chance here for the Braves.
Table is set for the middle of the order. Oh, Lum goes down swinging.
Wow.
That is not helpful in this situation.
Big strikeout by Phillips. Wrigley Field crowd strongly behind him.
And Hank Aaron. Base hit over shortstop. Ernie Banks can't get it. Dusty Baker comes wheeling around to score. Darrell Evans will make it easily into third. It was off with the pitch. With an RBI single by Hank Aaron, leaves it first and third.
Okay, huge play there as Aaron brings home the first run.
And the Braves are on the board. For right fielder, Ralph Garr. Ball 4. Loads the bases.
Okay.
For Chuck Goggin.
Pitching coach coming out.
Is there action in the bullpen? Can't see from here.
Just starting to get up in the bullpen.
All right, so bases loaded, 2 outs for Chuck Goggin. Pivotal moment in the game right here. Here's the pitch. Oh, it gets under it and flies it out to left field, where Walt Marin will put it away and end the threat after 1 run scored, leaving 3 runners on.
Yeah, 1 run, 3 hits, 3 men left on base for the Braves. Huge opportunity. They do push across 1 to cut the lead in half. Yeah, it's 2-1 going into the bottom of the 6th.
All right, bottom of the 6th, and the Cubs have the benefit of leading with the top of the order, as Bobby Thompson, the center fielder, will come up with the bases empty.
Struck out twice today, Thompson. 2 at-bats.
Oh, this time he ropes a single into left field for Lee Walls.
Homered and walked.
Good day for Lee Walls.
Perfect so far for Lee Walls.
Except this time he's going to fly out to center field. Brings up Walt Marin, the left fielder. Ball 2. Fly out to center field. 2 down, runner on first for Ernie Banks.
Banks 0 for 2 today.
And ground ball to short. Flips it over to the second baseman covering the base. Short to second will get the force out and end the inning. Yep.
Okay. We're through 6 innings at Wrigley. 2-1. Cubbies hanging on there. Tournament hopes hanging in the balance.
All right, so I'm sure the bullpens are going to start having some action out there. I know it's the bottom of the order for the Braves, so maybe they consider a pinch hitter to get some action going.
Phillips is a -2, by the way.
What's that?
He's -2 right now.
Okay.
Morton's -7, so
So he's got some legs on him.
yeah.
All right, Marty Perez will lead off. Ball 4, draws a walk.
Okay.
So you're saying Taylor Phillips is starting to get gassed here. I think that we saw that in the last inning. And if that carries over into this inning, he may not make it.
Yeah, well, certainly the worst inning of the game by far for Phillips last inning. And I would imagine they will not have a very long leash in a one-run pivotal game.
It is the bottom of the order. See if he can get out of this without any serious damage. Johnny Oates coming up. Base hit to right field. Perez easily makes it to third on the slow single out to right field. First and second, and Carl Morton is coming to the plate.
Yeah, big decision here for the Braves and manager Eddie Matthews as to whether or not to pinch hit for Morton, who's pitched really well and certainly can go another couple of innings at the very least. So it'll be interesting to see what Matthews decides to do here.
Well, Morton is coming out to the plate. Looks like he's going to bat for himself with first and third. As I said earlier, he is a good hitter and can handle the bat pretty well. But I do know there is some action out in the Cubs bullpen. All right, Carl Morton with no outs, runners on the corner. Chance to make some things happen.
Infield's in.
Infield is in. Ground ball to... Oh, no. Strike 3. Struck him out.
Okay.
Taylor Phillips dug deep and got the strikeout.
His 5th of the game. Both pitchers have 5.
Brings up top of the order and Dusty Baker with 1 down and 2 on. Are they still playing in?
Yeah.
Fly ball to right field.
Okay.
And Lee Walls gets under it. The runners don't go.
Oh, good.
Perez holds.
Fly ball.
And it is first and third with 2 outs now for Darrell Evans, as the Braves could have squandered this opportunity by sending up their pitcher.
First and third with nobody out. Tying run 90 feet away. Now they need a base hit from Evans.
Base hit to right field. Perez comes in to score. Oates wheeling around to third. Here's the throw from Wall. It's close, and he is safe. Oates is safe at third on the RBI single by Darrell Evans to right field.
Wow. Did Evans move up to second on the throw, or he stayed?
He did not. He stayed.
Okay. 2-2 ball game. The Braves have rallied back here in the 7th, just like in the first game of the series between these two teams.
And I think we need a pitching change for the Cubs. No?
It's certainly something to consider. He's +3 right now, and he's given up 4, 5, 6, 7 hits and walks in the last 10 batters.
Yeah, I don't think he can go any further, as we're now getting to the heart of the order.
Well, 11 batters, sorry.
Yeah, so Phillips, as we have to wrap up his line for the night.
Yeah, so he's obviously still on the hook for the runners on base. But right now it's 6 2/3, 7 hits, 2 walks, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts. Not a terrible outing. A lot will hinge on what happens with Lum here and the reliever, whether or not he can strand these runners.
And we are in the top of the
7th inning.
And looks like the Cubs are going to bring in Bill Henry.
Okay.
who was a solid reliever for the Cubs back then.
Batting in
The 9 hole.
Okay.
Known for his excellent control. All right. So Henry's now in the game. He's a lefty.
It's his first appearance of the series.
He's a left-handed pitcher coming in to face the left-handed Mike Lum. First and third, 2 outs. Tie game, right?
Yep.
And a chance for the Braves to go ahead right here.
Correct. Another
pitch to Lum. Boom!
Boom.
Deep center field. Over the head of Bobby Thompson. Oates scores. Evans comes around to score. And Lum pulls into second with his 4th double in 4 games.
Wow. 2-run double, huh?
2-run double for Mike Lum, and the Braves are now leading 4-2.
Crazy. Well, that closes the book on Phillips. Suddenly his line looks pretty terrible. 6 2/3, 7-4 earned runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. What a huge hit by Mike Lum. Back-to-back 2-out RBI hits for Evans and Lum. And the Cubs are teetering at this point.
And it doesn't get any easier as Hammerin' Hank Aaron steps to the plate. But he'll go down swinging. Strike 3, Hank Aaron goes down swinging.
The damage has been done. Three runs on 3 hits. No errors, 1 man left. 2-out RBI hits. Taylor Phillips, just his stamina just gave out on him in the 6th and 7th innings. And Matthews' decision to keep Morton in the game looked kind of suspect after Baker flew out to right. But now he's got his #1 starter and a 2-run lead in the bottom of the 7th.
Who has been cruising since the 2nd inning.
Yep.
All right, leading off for the Cubs will be Cal Neiman out of the 5 hole. Ball 1. Oh, going deep right field. It is gone. Cal Neiman with the solo home run.
Jeepers. 3 runs on 3 solo homers for
Yep.
the Cubs. Jeepers. This is crazy.
And one of those was Jim Marshall, who steps up to the plate now. Ball 4, draws a walk.
Okay, so Morton now looking a little shaky.
Yep. And there's action in the Braves bullpen. What's his rest number? Or what's his tired number?
-5.
Oh, wow. Alvin Dark comes up to the plate. Runner on first. Base hit into right field. Marshall easily makes it to third base as he's very fast for a first baseman. So it's 1st and 3rd with nobody out.
Wow, 3 straight base runners. The tying run is now 90 feet away for the Cubs with nobody out. And a decision is looming here for manager Bob Sheffing, depending on what happens with Taylor out of the 8 hole.
Fielders are close or deep?
Deep.
And it's fielding, who's my second baseman for the Braves?
It's Goggin. He's a 6 rating.
So 1st and 3rd, playing deep. Ground ball to short, short to second, second to first, double play. Runner on 3rd scores.
Okay.
Marshall scores, and it's a tie game.
Yep. No RBI for Taylor.
Well, now that there's 2 outs and nobody on, they're going to let Henry bat.
Sure, that makes sense.
And he grounds out to third base.
Okay. We're through 7 innings and the game is tied. These teams went to extras last time they played. See what happens here. But tie ball game. Lots of action in the 6th and 7th innings. 6 runs combined between these two teams in those 2 innings.
Easy to see how these pitchers are getting tired. So Ralph Garr, the right fielder, will lead off in the top of the 8th. Tied 4-4.
Garr 1 for 2 with a single and a walk.
And there's a base hit over short. Braves have their first base runner. For Chuck Goggin.
Goggin 0 for 3. Struck out, popped out, flew out to left.
And that's a base hit to center field. Garr pulls up at second base, but it's a single. So 2 runners on for Marty Perez. I think they're going to lay down a sacrifice bunt here.
I think they might.
All right, here's the pitch. Perez does square around a bunt. Bangs it a little too hard to second, back to the mound. Who wheels, throws it to second, and doubles him up at first base. So the runner's safe at third, but a double play. Pitcher to short, short to first. 2 down, runner on third. That backfired.
Terrible job there by Perez.
Yep, he just right back to the mound. Which brings Johnny Oates up with...
Go-ahead run still 90 feet away, but 2 precious outs there for the Cubs.
Here's the pitch. Ground ball to Banks. Who drops it?
Whoa, no.
Picks it up. Oates easily makes it safe at first on the error by Banks. Garr scores on the error by Banks.
Wow.
Oh, very unfortunate for Ernie Banks there. Fumbles the ball in a key moment.
Oh, the crowd can't believe it.
And that's going to allow the Braves to pinch hit for Morton and try to extend this inning just a little bit more. So let's see who's coming off the plate, coming off the bench for the Braves. It's Oscar Brown.
Oscar Brown.
Oscar Brown steps to the plate as a pinch hitter. Just a bit player for the Braves back in 1973, but coming up in a clutch moment here. There's the pitch to Brown, and he lofts it up to left field, and Walt Marin, who puts it away easily, and ends the inning. So, but the damage was done on an error by Ernie Banks.
Yeah, 1 run, 2 hits. A big, big error by Banks.
So we go to the bottom of the 8th, is that true?
It is true. We go to the bottom of the 8th.
5-4. All right, so the Braves are going to bring in Ron Reed, who should have enough gas in him to go for a 2-inning save. Batting out of the 9 hole.
Reed has not pitched in this series. This is his first appearance. Morton's line for the day. He leaves with a 5-4 lead. He is the pitcher of record and stands to get the win if Reed and the Braves can get the job done. 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 walks, 4 runs, all earned, 5 strikeouts for Carl Morton. Not a particularly great game, but not terrible either.
So Ron Reed is a starter and had 1 game in relief and had a save during the 1973 season, trying to replicate that success right here.
Okay.
So we go to the bottom of the 8th with the leadoff hitter, Bobby Thompson, center fielder.
Thompson 1 for 3. Single in the 6th.
And Ron Reed, actually I didn't write his... He also has very good control. So, but he does walk the first batter, Bobby Thompson, ball 4. Brings up Lee Walls.
Okay, so the tying run on first.
That's a ground ball to second base, who's going to be an easy double play. Second, short, short to first. 2 down, erases the base runner. 2 outs, no base runners for Walt Marin. And that's a ground ball back to third base, third to first. We'll end the inning.
Okay, so leadoff walk gets Reed into a little bit of trouble, but that's taken care of by the tailor-made double play ball. Goggin to Perez to Lum, and 3 up, 3 down. So we move to the bottom or the top of the ninth, 5-4. The Braves lead it. They need 3 outs to move into a first place tie in the National League first pod.
How's Bill Henry holding up as we go to the top of the ninth?
He's a 0 right now.
Okay, so he's on borrowed time right now. All right, Dusty Baker's going to lead off, center fielder.
Got a few batters in him.
Yes, he does. All right, ground ball. Base hit to left field.
Wow, okay. Second hit of the game for Baker.
I thought that Marin was going to be able to get it, but he just couldn't quite reach it in time, and they called the single. All right, runner on first, no outs for Darrell Evans. Ground ball, fielder's choice. Second to short. So Baker erased, and Evans will take over at first, bringing up Mike Lum.
Yep, the big hit in the 7th inning, 2 runs.
But he'll go down swinging with a strikeout here.
Second strikeout for Henry.
And that's 2 down, runner on first. For Hank Aaron, who had one single in the rally, didn't he?
Yep, well, he drove in the 1 run in the 6th.
But this time he goes down swinging, so strikeout for Hank Aaron to end the top of the ninth.
Okay, 3 more outs needed.
5-4.
5-4.
Bottom of the ninth.
Banks, Neiman, and Marshall for the Cubs in the bottom of the ninth against Ron Reed.
All right, here's Ernie Banks.
0 for 3.
Pops it up to third base. Not a good game for Banks in any way, shape, or form.
Nope.
Cal Neiman, who hit a home run his last time up.
Yep, Neiman and Marshall both have solo homers, so let's see if they can...
Ground ball, second to first. 2 down. Cubs are down to their last gasp. Jim Marshall. Ground ball, short to first, will close out the game.
Wow.
And that'll do it, as the Braves go to 3-1 and the Cubs drop to 1-3.
Making this very much a 2-team race. In fact, I believe that will eliminate both the Cubs and the Pirates, since the Braves and Reds will play each other, and one of those teams is guaranteed to win that game. And that is coming up in day 5. So both the Cubs and Pirates have been eliminated, and the Braves and Reds will battle it out. The first game will be at Crosby Field.
Yep.
On day 5, coming up next.
All right, well, there you go. Carl Morton gets the win, Taylor Phillips gets the loss, and Ron Reed gets the save.
That's correct. And the big turning point, the 7th inning, the top of the 7th. The first 2 men reached. It was first and third with nobody out. Matthews making the decision to bat Carl Morton, who struck out. Baker flew out to shallow right, unable to drive Perez home. But then Darrell Evans and Mike Lum, both back-to-back 2-out RBI hits. Big blow, a Lum double, cleared the bases, giving the Braves a 4-2 lead at that point. And they pushed a run across in the top of the 8th. And that run held up with Ron Reed pitching 2 perfect innings for the save.
All right, very good. Well, thanks for joining us, and hope you enjoyed the game. Give us any comments, and we'll see what we can do to keep making these better, and hope you enjoy them in the future. Thanks, everybody.